Hi, so this is the first time I've done a class like this on any medium. So I've just connected to Reiki and I've infused this class with Reiki, so there'll be Reiki flowing throughout. And that the way Reiki works, it's applied quantum physics basically, so it doesn't have the same restrictions in time that we do. Or that we place on ourselves anyway. So you'll be infused and your Reiki will flow to you throughout this class. The second thing is we're going to be doing some Wim Hof method breathing. We'll be doing 2 rounds of breath, and then the third round we'll do a plank hold with the breath hold, and then we'll do some yoga, and then we will finish with some alternate nostril breathing, just to balance ourselves back down again. Right, so a little bit of housekeeping first. Your temperature can change when you do the breathing, so you may get hot. Usually I think if a lot of people have a lot of toxins in the body, you might get hot and sweaty, but no, you don't. I sometimes get very cold, so have a blanket nearby if you want. If you want something under your head, then just get a thin cushion, because we don't want to be obstructing the airways. We want to get in as much air as possible. A glass of water is always handy, because sometimes if you breathe in through your mouth, you can get a dry mouth. So I'm going to quickly talk you through the 3 rounds. I personally breathe in through my mouth because I seem to be able to get a better lungful, if you like. And whilst mouth breathing isn't healthy like nose breathing is, when it's conscious mouth breathing and for a limited time during the day, and you're deliberately setting off hormetic stress in the body, which is what this will do, then that's okay, it's fine. So the breath is like a wave. It starts in the tummy. Let me show you, not going to flash anyone. So it starts in the tummy, so you go tummy, you fill your tummy, lungs, up into the head, and then let go. And you to breathe into 100% of your capacity and let go 75%. So it's belly, chest, head, let go. Belly, like a wave. Belly, chest, head, let go. So we'll be doing 30 breaths, in breaths and out breaths like that. And on the 30th, I will ask you to let all of the breath out, and we're going to hold the breath for a minute for the first round, at which point we will take a recovery breath in and hold it for 15 seconds. And that recovery breath, you pull your root lock up, you pull your stomach up, pull up on the throat lock, and push up into the third eye, the pineal gland, which is an amazing detoxifying effect and decalcifying effect on your pineal gland. So you basically just imagine you're tensing your whole body and you're pushing, I visualize that I'm pushing the energy upwards to my third eye or pineal gland. And then we'll let that out after 15 seconds. So I will instruct you along the way. We'll do another set of 30 and a 1.5 minute breath hold. If you need to breathe before that, that's fine. Let the air, take a big breath in, do your 15 seconds, and then just continue with the next round. So we'll do 2 rounds like that. And then on the third round, I would suggest you come up to kneeling like so, or cross-legged, whichever you find most comfortable. I quite like kneeling like this, and I put my heels into the backs of my legs rather than splaying out the ankles. 1, to protect my ankle joints, and 2, because it actually gives your sciatic nerve and the bundle of nerves that go down the back of your legs a bit of a workout. So on the third round, we'll do the 30 breaths sitting like this, and then when we release the breath, we'll come up into a plank, and we're just going to hold that plank for as long as we can. I'm going to put a minute timer on. If you can't hold it for a minute, that's fine. If you can't do the plank, do a plank on your knees like this. If you feel dizzy at any point, come back and go into child's pose, which is where we'll go to at the end of the plank anyway. So when we've held that plank for a minute, all going well, we'll come back onto our knees, take that recovery breath, tense up the body. After 15 seconds, we'll let it out, and then we're going to come into a child's pose. And we're just going to spend about 4 or 5 breaths there, focusing on the sensations that have occurred in the body and how you're feeling and how energized you're feeling, and just watching that motion around your body. And then we're going to do some yoga stretches. We're not going to do a flow, we're just going to do some poses, asana, because I think these will generate more detoxifying effect in the body, which is what we're going to try and build from this practice. Okay, so let's get started. So if you come lying on your back, so with a pillow behind your head or a blanket over you, and then we will begin our 30 breaths. So breath in, keep going. Deep breath in, so belly, head, throat, release. Belly, chest, throat, release. Belly, chest, throat, release. And keep going at that pace, whether it's through the mouth or the nose. Keep going. Ten more. Five more. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. 2 more. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head. Let all the breath out and hold the breath. We're going to hold it for 1 minute. If you need to swallow, that's fine. Just try not to take any air in while you swallow. Close down the eyes. Feel the sensations in your body that are happening right now. If you've got any tingling in the fingers or the hand and the feet, that's absolutely fine. If your temperatures change, that's fine. Really focus on the sensations that are happening in your body. Nearly there. Okay, we're going to take a recovery breath in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in and hold it. Push up on everything. Push up on your root lock. Tense your muscles. Push up into your head, into the pineal gland, and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Round 2. Take a deep breath in through the stomach, the chest, the head, release. Stomach, chest, head, release. Keep going like this. Keep going. Stomach, head, chest, release. Stomach, head, chest, head, release. Keep going. Ten more. Stomach, head, chest, head, release. Stomach, chest, head, release. Five more. Two more. Last one. Let all the air out and hold. Close down the eyes. Focus on the feelings in your body. Picture your body eliminating toxins, lactate that's built up, cortisol that's built up, any tingling in your hands and your feet. This is good. Embrace all of those sensations. Got 30 more seconds if you can keep going. If you can't, take your recovery breath and then start breathing again. 30 seconds to go if you can. Okay, we're going to take a recovery breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Pull up on the root lock. Tense the muscles. Pull up on your stomach. Pull up into the throat lock. And push into the pineal gland. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Now here I would suggest we come up onto your heels and your stomach for the third round, into cross leg pose, or onto your heels for the next round. And let's start breathing. Breathe in through the belly, the chest, the head, release. The belly, the chest, the head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Keep going. Halfway there, keep going. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Keep going. Ten more. Five more. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Belly, chest, head, release. Two more. Belly, chest, head, release. Last one, belly, chest, head, release. Let it all out, and we're going to come into a plank pose, either supported by the knees or a straight plank. And we're going to hold it for 1 minute with the breath held out. Ten seconds. Okay, come back onto the knees. Take that recovery breath in and pull up, root lock, stomach up into the throat, push up into the pineal gland. And release. And then I want you to come back, fold back into child's pose from here. You can either do it with the legs apart like so, or with them open, with them closed, and then just notice the sensations in your body from that breathing practice. Taking long breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice any sensations in the head, in the hands and the feet. Notice energy swirling around your body as it starts to integrate. Take one more breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose, and then come up slowly. Right, okay, we're going to do some really nice stretches just to fully integrate that breathing practice and to twist and support it and detoxify the body. So we will start standing, and then we'll work down to the mat to bring it more grounded, and we'll finish with a breathing exercise. So if you're feeling dizzy, just stay down on the mat for a bit longer. If you're not, then stand up with me, and we will start with just a standing twist. So with the in-breath, bring the arms up above the head, and with the out-breath, bring the left arm forward, the right arm back, and push your hips towards the front of the room. So you're twisting around the spine. And just breathe. If you can, look over the back shoulder, so the twist goes all the way from your cervical spine down to your lumbar spine. And then in-breath, bring them back up. We're going to swap arms, so the right arm comes to the front of the room, left arm to the back, look over the left shoulder, bumping the hips forward so you're feeling the full benefit of the twist. And breathe. Bring them back up. Take your right hand in your left, your right wrist in your left hand, and then fold over to the side. And come back up to centre and take the other hand in the other wrist and lean over to the right. Keeping your spine in alignment so you're not leaning forward or folding backwards. Come back to centre, and then we're going to do warrior 2 pose, which is a lovely hip opener and a shoulder opener. Really expand, make an expansion to let all that beautiful oxygenated blood get round. Okay, so we'll start with the right foot at the front of the mat, and the left foot steps back about 1.5 to 2 meters, depending on how tall you are. I am not very tall. So we're going to open up the hips to the point where we can still keep this knee over that foot. Otherwise, if you open it too much and it turns in, that's bad for the joints. We don't want that. So arms out, shoulders beautifully open and away from ears, and then fold into that front leg. Back foot's turned in about 30 degrees. And just breathe into that even weight over both legs, pulling up through the body, pulling up through the abs, and supporting your spine and your hips with your abdominal muscles and your psoas muscles. Using your glutes and your quads to hold the strength in this, keep the strength in this pose. From here, we're going to come into side angle pose. So you can bend this arm and either pop it on that knee, or you can bring it down to the floor with a block. Or if you don't have a block, you can come down to the floor or your ankle. If you don't have a block and you can't reach the floor, because I don't want you to collapse into it, just come onto the knee. There's not much weight on that. And then bring the top arm, the left arm over and look up to the ceiling. So you've got a beautiful line of energy from your left toes to your left fingers. And then breathe. And then come up, straighten that leg, and we're going to do triangle pose. So the arms come out again, and we're going to tick-tock over. Again, this is something you can do if you've got a block. If not, you can bring your hand to your leg. Never put it on your knee because you don't want to stress your knee joints. So we're going to tick-tock the body over and come to either to the floor or to the leg or to the thigh, to where you can, or to a block. And then look up at your left arm. And come back up. Now take a step in to, because we're going to do triangle pose again, but we're going to do reverse triangle pose, so we're going to get a twist involved. So still got that nice stretch in the legs, but it's just a little bit easier if that foot's a bit more turned in this time and a little bit closer. So we're going to come down, the left hand's going to come down to the block or the ankle this time, or the floor if you can reach it, and the right arm's going to raise to the ceiling. So we're getting a beautiful detoxifying twist in the body, as well as a nice strength and stretch for the backs of the legs. It's also really good for your balance. Come back up. We're going to do all that on the other leg. So this time, I'm moving across the room here. The left foot is going to come to the top, face the top of the mat. Right foot steps back about 2 meters, 1.5 meters if you're shorty like me. Arms come out. I'm going to sink into that left knee. I can still see my toes over the top, so I'm not damaging my knee. My shoulders are open away from the ears. I'm going to look over my left fingers. I'm going to keep even weight in both my legs, and I'm going to pull up on my waist, draw in the ribs, and then sink into the pose and just breathe. Warrior 2 pose. going to come to that side angle pose. So again, you can either bring the elbow to the knee and bring the arm over. If you have the flexibility, you can come to the floor or to a block. Wherever you are in your practice, find what suits you. But what we don't want to do is collapse the body over the leg. Come back up, straighten that leg. I'm going to come to triangle pose. So keep the legs the same. Left foot's facing top of the mat. Back leg's turned in at 30. Arms out, because again it's a shoulder opener. I'm going to tick-tock over to where we can comfortably come to, whether it's over hand on the ankle or a block or a thigh. And then we look up at that right hand. Right hand. Can you tell I'm dyslexic? And then we're going to come back up, step the back foot in, a foot step maybe, turn it in slightly more, and we're going to do reverse triangle. So we're going to get that beautiful body twist in as well. We're still keeping a nice stretch in the legs. So this time the right hand's going to come down to the foot or to the mat, wherever you can reach. And we look up towards the left arm, finding balance. Finding stillness. And then come back up. And then we're going to do a yoga squat. Or horse stance, depending. So where you can, same thing. So you can call it what you like, but we're going to do it now because no practice with yoga or Wim Hof would be complete without a yogic squat or horse stance. We're also going to use this as an opportunity to get the shoulders moving, to get some synovial fluid into the joints and support the shoulders. This is quite a there's a lot of movement in this, but you can do it at your own pace. Okay, so I'm going to do it my back to you. So we're coming down into our horse stance or a yogic squat, making sure that the knees are over the feet and you can see your toes. Sink down, and then arms, one hand's going to come behind the head, one's behind the back, and then we're going to alternate. Two more. Okay, then straighten up. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to do more grounding stretches. We're going to start with cobra pose. It's quite a strong stretch. So there's several ways you can do this. If you have any issues with your back, then you can do Sphinx pose, which looks like as you come onto your belly, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, hands like this, like a Sphinx, thighs together, toes together, and if you can, tilt back with your head. If you have nothing wrong with your shoulders or your back or your neck, Then we're going to do cobra pose, which looks like this. So our arms, our hands are directly into the shoulders. Trying to sink into the shoulders like that, because that is not good for your shoulder joint. So keep the shoulders active, keep the hands active to support the shoulders, and then tilt the head back if you can, if you've got no issues with your neck. And we just breathe here. Okay, come back into child's pose, just to counteract. Head down to the mat, stretch the arms forward. Just a beautiful counteract to that strong back bend. Okay, we're going to take another twist here. So if we take the right foot to either into the left thigh, or if you can manage it into a half lotus position, that's great. If you can just manage a half lotus but your knees up here, that's okay, but you may want to support it by putting a blanket and a pillow or a blanket underneath it. It's up to you. But if you can come into half lotus, great. If you can't, this is also fabulous. So we're going to twist left hand to our right knee. If you can, take the bind with the toes. If you can't, just put the hand behind the back, or if you need support, put the hand to the floor. And we're going to breathe in as we lengthen, and as we breathe out, we twist. And just take long, slow breaths in and out through the nose in this position. Last breath. Keeping the foot where it is, so either in half lotus or into the thigh. We're going to fold over this front leg. The fold, we're going to support with our hands under the knee. Okay, so we're going to support that knee joint, and we're not folding from the shoulders like this, collapsing over it. We're going to fold from to get our tummies to our thighs. So it doesn't matter how much the fold is, as long as it's not forcing the shoulders and the head to the knee. So take a breath in and lengthen, hands behind the knee to support it, and then fold. Keeping the chin in neutral alignment with the neck, so we're not pushing our head into our sternum, and we're not throwing it back. Last breath in and out, and then come up. Okay, we're going to do that on the other foot. Just give them a little shake out. So again, the left foot will come to the right thigh, or if you can get into half lotus, fabulous. Again, if you need a push under your knee, support it, that's fine also. This is not my favourite side. And then we're going to take the twist. So this time, the right hand is coming to the left knee, and if you can take the bind with the toe, that's great. If you can't, hold on to just put your hand at the back, or you can put your hand down at the back if you need support, but don't put weight into it, because the twist is coming from the body, not from forcing it. This way you're controlling the twist with your backbone, with your spine, and you're not forcing it with your hands. Just breathe in and out through the nose. Last breath in. And come back to centre. I'm going to fold forward again. So we're going to put the hands under the knee to support the knee joint. Again, we're going to fold from the belly to the thigh. not the sternum to the knee. So take a big breath in and then fold forwards, keeping head in neutral alignment with the spine. Last breath in here. And then rise up. Okay, we're going to come into garland pose or malasana from here, which is a low squat. And we're going to do a twist in the low squat. So bring your feet about hip mat width apart and then squat. If you can't reach the floor with your heels, which you do need to for comfort, put something under it like a cushion or a rolled up blanket. If you can reach the floor, great. And we're squatting without folding over with the body. And use your elbows to force open the knees a little bit more. Just get a little bit more opening of the hips. And then we're going to do our twist. So the left hand's going to come to the floor and the right hand is going to look up at the sky over your shoulder. So we're opening that shoulder and we're twisting in the spine and we're doing a serious hip opener and compression. It's also a good stretch for the lower back. There's a hell of a lot going on. And then bring it back to centre, change hands. So right hand comes to the floor, left arm twists up, looking up at the left hand, opening the shoulder, twisting in the spine. And then bring it back to centre. We'll just hold that for a few seconds. This is so good. Okay, we're going to do an inversion now. Now Wim would always do a headstand. Might do a headstand in another video, but for this one, because I've kept to quite beginner moves, we will do a shoulder stand, which is a lovely beginner's inversion. It's a great stretch for the cervical spine, which we don't stretch out very often, but we do get a lot of tension in. So your neck area, top of your shoulders, your traps. But what I want you to do is watch how to do it before you do it. If you have any pain in your shoulders or your neck and you think this is not going to be for me, the option is this. It's a great inversion. It's feet up the wall pose, which is, it sounds, in my case, feet up the wardrobe. Literally, you can just hold that with your arms open. Close down the eyes and just enjoy the sensation of the blood flowing the opposite direction. The beauty of all the poses that we've done so far is it really gets the lymphatic system moving, and there's no pump for the lymphatic system. Movement is the pump. So exercises, inversions and back bends, twists are fabulous, but it means you have to drink a lot of water. Right, so if you don't want to do legs at the wall and you feel like you're ready, prepared to do shoulder stand, come to your back. Keep your head in line with your neck and your shoulders. Okay, so don't look at me once you're in the pose, don't look at the video, just listen to the audio cues, okay? Okay, so we're going to bring the knees up and we're just going to rock onto the hands, and the hands go underneath the hips, legs go into the air, point the toes, and the head goes straight along the mat in line with the spine. So you're getting a really good stretch all the way up the spine, but it's imperative you don't twist your head or move your head around when you're in this pose. And we'll just breathe and enjoy the inversion. One more breath. and then slowly bend the knees and vertebra by vertebra roll down. Bring the knees into the chest, your nose to the knees, give everything a good squeeze, have a little roll around on your spine, work out any kinks, a little spinal massage. And bring your hands to T or goalposts. Let me just move up a little bit, take some doing. And we're going to rock over to our knees from 90 degrees. We're going to rock them over to the left hand side for a twist. And we're going to look over the right hand shoulder, keeping the right hand shoulder on the floor. Close down the eyes and just breathe into it. Enjoy that sensation of the twist down the obliques and the psoas working hard. One more breath here. Bring the knees back to centre, head back to centre. And then we're going to rock over to the right hand side and look over the left shoulder, keeping the left shoulder on the floor. Close down the eyes and just breathe. Let gravity take this twist and just enjoy the sensation. I love that it's one of my favourite yoga moves. It's very passive, but it's beautiful at shaping the waist and just strengthening your core, and a nice way to finish your yoga practice. One more breath here. And then bring the knees back to centre. One more squeeze. And then roll up to the sitting. And then we're going to sit cross-legged, or you can sit in half lotus, or you can sit in full lotus. Whatever floats your boat, it's fine. Cross-legged is fine. If you don't like sitting cross-legged, you can also sit in rock pose, which I showed you earlier, where you sit on your heels. We're going to finish the practice with alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing balances the right and left hand side of your body. So the left is your parasympathetic nervous system, and your right is your sympathetic nervous system. During this practice, we have used both of those. So we've done the breathing, which will cause the hormetic stress, so the sympathetic nervous system. And we've also done some quite relaxing poses, like feet up the wall, or the inversions, which will then cause the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in. And now we're going to balance the two, the ida and the pingula meridians in the body. Okay, so we're going to start with, take our right hand, we're going to cover the right nostril with our thumb, and we're going to breathe in through the left nostril, cover it with our ring finger, uncover the right, and let the air out with the right. And breathe in through the right, cover it, let the air out through the left. Breathe in through the left, cover it, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right, cover it, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, cover it, breathe out through the right. Breathe in for the right, cover it, breathe out for the left. Breathe in for the left, cover it, breathe out for the right. Breathe in for the right, cover it, breathe out for the left. Breathe in for the left, cover it, breathe out for the right. Now let your hands come down to the knees. You can go into Gyan Mudra if you like, which is thumb, ring finger just connecting softly. Close down the eyes. We'll take a big breath in through the nose Sigh it out through the mouth. Release any tension left in the body. In through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And now at your own pace, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And keep the eyes closed down. And notice any sensations, any lights behind the eyes, prana energy moving around. Feel how your body feels now compared to how it did at the beginning of the practice. If you could sit here for 5-10 minutes, that's ace. And just go inside. Focus on your breath. Listen out for your heartbeat. That's amazing. And you should do that. If you don't have time, bring your hands together to heart center. Like say, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.